This is the video version of the Division Z podcast, which is streamed live on Twitch every single Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to watch the live version of this podcast, go ahead and follow me on Twitch. A link is in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to a brand new Zombies podcast. We talk about any and all things Call of Duty Zombies, ladies and gentlemen. And this is it, man. Episode 1 of Division Z. How freaking excited are you? I'm pretty excited for this.
I'm excited. You might have got a little sneak peek last week when we were setting things up. But obviously, it wasn't super great because I'm not too... what's the word? Tech savvy, I guess, when it comes to this. Like, I'm not a boomer, but I just had no idea what I was doing.
Hey, it's all
And now
good.
we have everything set up, hopefully. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully there's no problems.
We'll be fine, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally just got a message in the chat. G Fuel needs to sponsor this man. Oh my god. G Fuel, you know what? I'm not opposed. I would not be opposed. But anyways, guys, yeah, welcome in onto today's live stream. We got Lobster, we got Dreaderpool. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Welcome.
Did Me6 send out that notification for you guys? I'm sure it did not, but
It did, yeah.
it did? Okay, we're good then. Me6 always slacking on his job. But for Lobster it didn't send. That's unfortunate. But anyways, yeah, so this is the start of something called the Division Z podcast, and yeah, we just talked about a bunch of zombie stuff. Didn't get it. Lamau. Well, you know what? That's unfortunate, chat. That's pretty unfortunate.
You're here, and all that's all that matters.
You guys are here, right? You know, it'll pop up eventually, right? It'll maybe pop up eventually.
Maybe.
But yeah, man, the zombies community is definitely, I think, in an interesting state right now as it stands. With, you know, we're kind of in limbo in a way where we're waiting for some info. We're really waiting for info for Black Ops 5, or actually it's not Black Ops 5 actually.
Oh yeah, the name's been revealed.
The name has been revealed. I mean, we think it's the name though, right? I mean,
all I'm saying is, if you have a stutter, you're not going to want to say this name. Just, like, it's so long. Like, listen, you're going to have to drink, like, an energy drink to get through the whole name. It's such a long... I don't know what they were thinking, but pretty much the name is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, guys. Like...
And the thing is, they could have went with either Call of Duty Black Ops or Call of Duty Cold War. They both sound fine. Makes sense, you know, Modern Warfare reboot and all that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was kind of expecting for them to, you know, do Black Ops again just because of how much money Modern Warfare has made.
True.
But they've really just, like, you know...
So what do we call it?
I don't even know.
What do we call it? BOCW? Yeah, this is BOCW, guys. Hey, my guy, Dreaderpool, thank you for the 500 cheered bits. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you.
Ooh, lovely.
Awesome. Much appreciate the support, my man.
But as I was saying,
yeah.
Before, I was rudely interrupted by that man's kind
hey,
act.
Hey, there ain't no such thing as a rude interruption when people decide to support the stream.
I know, exactly. I was joking.
I know. I got you.
What's it? I think David Von Hart was just in his bed, just fast asleep, and then he just realizes Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
I'm gonna keep doing it now. He says 100 more bits. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. But yeah, guys, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I think honestly, we'll get used to it. If that's going to be the actual name, I think we'll get used to it. And we'll just, honestly, with making, I guess, tutorial videos and things like that, or reveal videos, because I guarantee you, typing in, like, news videos or leak videos or, you know, things like that, typing in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, that's like more than half of your title that you're allowed on YouTube, right? So
God, you're right.
I'm pretty sure people are going to be like, okay, just Black Ops Cold War info or BO
You want to know
Cold War
something?
or something like that.
I think people will just call it Black Ops. I don't think they'll bother scratching it out. I
I
think
see it.
you know what, like the game, like obviously bigger people and us as well, like making it a title. We're gonna type in, but just in casual talk,
Yeah,
like, do I come on Black Ops tonight? You know what I mean?
pretty much. I mean, yeah, because there's no like real catchy thing to say like, oh, I'm gonna jump on BO3. I'm gonna jump on BO4. You know, I'm gonna
Yeah,
jump
it's
on
easy. No, but
BOCW.
there's just so much there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's redundant, and
Yeah,
it's
you were
just
saying that earlier. Yeah,
it's too many words.
it's it
Blops.
works. It works.
Just call it
But
blops
as
again.
far as names go, it just seems like it's been the worst one we've gotten so far.
Oh, my chat is like not in the box all the way. Hang on. Um, okay, I think I fixed it. Question: do you think they'll have a battle royale game mode, or do you think Modern Warfare's battle royale will still be popular? I'm only asking to get a different perspective. I personally don't think there will be a battle royale in the next game, just because I think, yeah, Modern Warfare Warzone is doing pretty well right now. Um,
Uh,
at least from
I
what
would,
I've seen. From what I've seen,
yeah.
it seems to be doing pretty well. I think the majority of the Call of Duty fans like Warzone way more
Mhm.
than they liked Blackout, to be honest. Way more.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that as well. Like, I know there's a few people that like prefer Blackout, but it's literally
Hmm.
like 5% or whatever. But I will
Yeah.
say this: there has been like Black Ops type things found in Warzone, like behind
True.
bunkers or something. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure they found I can't remember what they found. It's like a type of jet that was back during the Cold War or something. But I think they'll just update Warzone to support the next COD or whatever. I
Probably.
think it'd be quite stupid of them to ruin what they have.
Yeah, I see
You
that.
know what I mean? Because they have something really good here going on for them, and I think they're like, okay, we're just gonna update this. It's gonna be free forever. We'll
Yep.
update it every year, and hopefully people will still like it, which they will because it's free. And as far as battle royales go, it's probably the best one right now, just because of all
I definitely
the hype.
I definitely agree with that. It's the best one out there right now. Fortnite's
That's
dying.
yeah.
Lobster in the chat here says, I mean, I think they're putting too much effort into Warzone. They're putting too much effort into
Do you
Warzone.
want to know something?
Interesting.
I've I kind of feel that as well, and I'll say this, and I there probably is a reason for it, right? But every update they do for it, it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we'll add a map and make updates to Warzone or whatever, right? Like
Hmm.
little updates, whatever. They're so big. They're like
They are
30
pretty
gig a
big.
piece. I'm like,
It's
like going to
ridiculous.
Warzone. It's like most of this stuff's already in the game. Why is it taking all this to
Yeah, I mean,
update it?
I'm pretty sure they're future proofing themselves, adding things to the game ahead
True,
of time.
true, true. That is actually true.
Um, let's see. Dreaderpool says true, but I could see a trend in COD to have new battle royale each game just to try and one up the previous game dev. And then he also says it's annoying with the updates. Yeah, the updates are very annoying. But
Hmm.
to be honest, I mean, I could see that trying to one up each of the game devs, but I feel as if that rivalry in a way has kind of
Hurt them.
diminished.
You're right.
Like, because now we have Sledgehammer working with Treyarch on the next game. Like, Sledgehammer
Hmm.
kind of floats around now between the studios and helps out. So I really don't think there's any, like, preferential treatment going on in when it comes to developing on the developer side of Activision, at least.
Well, as
It's,
far as
yeah.
things go, I would say half Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and Raven are all working together, so
Right.
there's no reason for them to argue.
Well, yeah,
But
them
saying that,
specifically. But I know Sledgehammer has worked with Infinity Ward in the past too, so it's like,
until they had a little breakup.
I mean, it's I see the point, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel as if, okay, we need to push content out there. Who cares about who cares about which
Oh
developer's
yeah,
doing
yeah,
what? Just get the development cycle out
hmm
there on time.
yeah,
I think the game
and
developers would overlook themselves trying to make overwork themselves trying to make a new battle royale every year. I could see that as well. I mean, I feel like with Black Ops 4 making Blackout kind of at the last second really hurt the game because
Yeah, it did.
zombies assets needed to go over to Blackout, and a lot of the zombies team moved over to the Blackout team because, guys, we need to compete with
Mhm.
Fortnite. We need to compete with
Yeah.
Apex. We need to compete with all these battle royale games out there. And it just ultimately hurt the reputation of Black Ops 4 because it was unstable at launch, and it released a month earlier, which definitely didn't help it because you couldn't really do a proper day one patch because the game was technically still in alpha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just wasn't ready to go. And that's just a
Now,
fact.
I have a few things to say about that. I know the reason they released it early was because Red Dead 2 was coming out the month after, and they didn't want to have to compete with that, right?
But here's the thing, like your
But the
Call of
thing with
Duty,
that is,
you don't have to compete with Red Dead.
yeah, but it's like, yeah, I know that, but it's like they're scared for some, they feel like they have to get their game out before, and it's like they know that their games, like I like Black Ops 4 now. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but
of
I think
course.
they know their games don't really, hold up in quality compared to a lot of Rockstar's games.
Yeah.
And the thing with Blackout as well is they wanted to compete against Fortnite. They did it completely wrong. The
Yeah.
only thing they did wrong, well for Blackout at least, was not making it free. If it was free, it could have.
Maybe. I mean,
I, I.
Blackout's kind of a shaky battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
Legendario, welcome to the stream. Why am I in a detective's outfit? This is my hosting jacket. What do you mean? Um, but anyways, I think Blackout just overall as a collective, just to me it doesn't feel as good as Warzone. Playing
Mm-hmm.
Blackout to me is kind of clunky, and
Yeah.
playing Warzone, a lot of the gun movements and things like that feel really smooth.
All right.
Also,
Listen.
in addition to Blackout, I like what they did implementing some of the zombie stuff into Blackout,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of messes with the flow in a way. I,
Yeah.
I, I don't know how to describe it. It just, this is the Division Z podcast after all. I'm going to shift a little bit to zombies, but like
Oh yeah.
the the zombies in Blackout, cool concept, don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they weren't as big of a deal as people thought it could have been. I think
Yeah.
I think the zombies could have definitely been a bigger part of Blackout. Even,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did this during Apocalypse Z. They put Turned in Blackout. That shit's cool. Why wasn't that in the game, either at launch or when Apocalypse Z, the Operation Apocalypse Z, when that came out? Why didn't they just keep it in the game and just let it run? Because if I were
Oh
if
yeah.
I was Treyarch, I would totally be listening to the community right now going, the community wants more game modes. Nobody's playing Rush or Gauntlet. I mean, I personally like Rush or Gauntlet, but I think not as many people were playing Rush or Gauntlet as they probably would have liked.
Yeah.
Put it in the game. Just putting it, you already have Turned in your battle royale. Put it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Legendario,
Exactly.
thank you for the host. Much appreciated, my friend. Let's see. Would have loved a huge Blackout battle royale game. Bigger. Yeah, it's got to be on a bigger scale, too. And I think that's where Warzone beats Blackout.
It's so
Warzone's
huge.
150
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's just
Exactly.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's that's what I got to say about that. I mean, I personally don't think there'll be a battle royale game in Black Ops Cold War. And yeah, speaking of Black Ops Cold War, when do we think we're getting teasers? Because honestly, I think the last day for teasers before we're just completely left in the dark, blind, is going to be May 28th. Also, thank you for another 100 bits, Dreaderpool, my friend. Thank you. Much appreciated.
You're drowning in bits right now.
We are drowning in bits at the moment, chat. Much appreciated.
But yeah, no, as you're saying, when do you think we're gonna get a teaser? I mean, It would make sense because that's when the double XP ends, isn't it?
Exactly. And Lobster just asked in the chat, why the 28th? Well, that's when the double XP weekend ends. Or weekend. It's not a weekend. But that's when the double XP ends for Black Ops 4. I know the double XP before ended on the 14th. And we got literally shit, okay? But this is the last chance, in my opinion, before we're just completely left in the dark of just, what's going on? Like, where's my game info? And I think because Modern Warfare Season 4 is coming out at the end of the month, that's sort of postponing Treyarch's development and progress and what's the word I'm looking for? Promotional material, marketing material.
You know what they could do?
What's up?
They could pull Dead of the Night.
Just drop it, whatever the fuck they feel like it.
Drop the whole game.
Drop the whole game.
Drop the whole game. No warning. Just
drop the whole game. No warning. Oh yeah, no pre-order bonuses this time, guys. We're just gonna drop the whole fucking game right now.
Exactly.
Could you imagine? Let's see. I did not read this message, but this guy says, Legendario says, I personally like Blackout more, but to each its own. Yeah, exactly. To each their own. I definitely like Warzone better, but
Yeah, I can see that as well.
They kind of did that for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. You're not wrong. Oh man. But anyways, go ahead, Cosmic.
What's it? I've heard the argument that Blackout takes more skill than Warzone. It's just in the sense that Infinity Ward lets you have your perfect class. You can have your claymores. Like when I play, I use whatever that shotgun is, the one where you can just spam it. It's like a brekkie.
Oh, the Origin 12. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a pretty. I have a bad class, I guess you could say. I have that a riot shield and claymores that recharge because that's just how. If they put it in the game, I'm going to use it. I've got triple kills and trios before with it. Like this whole group walked in and I just
demolished them.
Yeah, I was playing with my mate as well. It's just the two of us playing, and absolutely dying of laughter because they had no idea them, and it was so. That doesn't take skill. Like I'm not the best multiplayer player. That takes no skill. I did that because I had the shotgun from my class that is overpowered in that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in Blackout, you obviously have to find everything.
True.
And it really, depending on what circumstances you're in, it will really be down to gun skill. Like you could say it's based on luck as well, but personally, I think Blackout takes more skill, but I like being able to have my cheesy class and.
I see that. I definitely see that perspective because Warzone, you do have the loadout drops, and I mean you still got to find stuff in Warzone, right?
Yeah.
But the loadout drops are
Obviously.
Let's see. If your game if your game is not related to Black Ops 1 and 2, then don't call it Black Ops. Black Ops 3 was barely related. Raul Menendez was mentioned, but that's it. Black Ops 4 had no campaign, so what's the point of calling it Black Ops 4? I think they called it Black Ops 4 just for just the brand naming, to be honest. They just the game literally Black Ops 3 arguably is one of the more successful games in the history of Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. Why not call it Black Ops 4? It's like the same thing. Why just call it Black Ops 5? The name Black Ops is there. It's iconic. Let's see. Is it just me or have skill requirements in COD games gone way down? Like it's really whoever sees who first is going to win. The chat seems to agree on this point. So what do we think?
Modern Warfare is made from the ground up to be catered to new players and players that aren't the best. They said in an interview that everything in the game is made for new feel comfortable. They said
new players feel comfortable. Yeah,
which is understandable because they are a business, and I guess they don't really want new players doing bad because they do bad, and there's going to play this anymore. But if they do good, then they're going to be like, okay, I've done really well. Maybe I'll buy the battle pass. Maybe I'll buy this skin. Maybe I'll buy that. And before you know it, you spent triple the amount on the game than you originally did through microtransactions,
right?
Which will matter more. Because you know how Black Ops 4 you could buy stuff, obviously. That doesn't really matter because that's in the past now, and no one's really going obviously people that play it, like I play it, and if I get afterlife on a pistol or something, or like any gun,
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, I can use this in zombies.
Yeah.
As far as multiplayer goes, back then spending money is good. But now your money's been wasted. But the difference with this is in Warzone, those items will have more value as time goes on.
Probably.
Because the game's relevant and people are going to play it. So when you have that cool skin from like ages ago, people are going to look at that and be like, "Wow, that's cool."
Yeah,
it's
people are going to get jealous.
Like, what's it? The Scout Trooper person thing. If you know what that is, that was really rare back in the day.
I didn't know anything about Fortnite. I never played it. Really.
Okay, well I'll just sum it up. Pretty much, the Scout Trooper is the equivalent of getting the Ray Gun Mark II on Origins, or no, not Origins, Town. Super rare. You never really see it. You don't really see it, right? They did that, but as time goes on, obviously it gets more rare. Whenever you see a Scout Trooper, or like they do, because obviously I don't play Fortnite. You're like, wow, he has that skin. That's epic.
Yeah.
Wow. But
I see that mentality.
That's what I think will happen in the future, like with things like that.
Probably. Let's see. Modern Warfare 2, you need to strategically choose your loadout. Noob tubes and one-man army was a problem, though.
True.
Modern Warfare, the first guy who shoots makes the other guy go boom, boom, dead. I mean,
exactly.
there's still a lot of strategic prowess in a way to get to the skill gap in a lot of Call of Duty games. And I think, honestly, when it comes down to a skill gap, I think there's really no better game mode that determines a skill gap or determines player skill and just the overall, I guess, prowess of how a player can play the game. Like zombies, there's really no other game mode, that there's so many things that you can absorb in, and there's so many things that you need to take into account to make you better at zombies, that I honestly think zombies takes more skill than multiplayer, if I'm being 100% honest.
True.
Like,
no, you're not late.
Yeah.
RFLXD, you're not late now. We've just started. How long ago? Like 20 minutes ago or so. So there's still plenty of podcasts to go. But yes, I think zombies is. Once you get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Like once you understand it, you're constantly improving from that point. But multiplayer, like I said, it's just like.
Here's the thing with multiplayer, right? I've been really getting into multiplayer recently. I've been watching a lot of the Call of Duty League, and I've been following a lot of these pro COD players in multiplayer. I don't want to knock them. That's not what I'm doing at all. I think they're just two completely separate not skill gap, but two completely separate skill categories where multiplayer, you have to worry about other people. Zombies, you are worrying about your own skill, and you're thinking 10 steps ahead at what you're going to be doing, especially in the early rounds. Now, I'm not saying multiplayer you don't think 10 steps ahead. Flip the spawns, get your rotations. It's very important for game modes like Search and Destroy. I just think they're in just two completely different skill categories. I think it's obvious, but let's see. The chat says zombies requires planning and using different strategies, not just shoot and run. Multiplayer can require that as well. Not just shoot, run, check the spawns, flip the spawns, do all that kind of stuff. I just think multiplayer isn't as controversial as zombies when it comes to skill gap. Yeah. And my reasoning being is multiplayer, for the most part, when people figure out what's going on a map, or people figure out, okay, this is what we're going to do on, let's say, Gunrunner, right? That's one of the Modern Warfare maps. Okay, Search and Destroy Gunrunner. We run the same strategies. We check the same places. There's a system. There's a rhythm to it.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty, your rhythm can be thrown off by just the tiniest little thing. Like, oh my God, I didn't expect a zombie to come through that window. Oh my God, I didn't expect the Margwa to spawn this round. I thought he was coming next round. So there are just so many things that encompass the strategic prowess of zombies. And the main reason why I think it's more controversial, and this actually segues perfectly into another topic I want to talk about today, is how many of you people in the community right now, in the chat, how many people have heard of the rapid fire ray gun exploit for Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1? How many of you guys in the chat, including on Cosmic Stream, how many people have heard about this exploit that just recently came up in the community? It was discovered back in January.
Mm-hmm.
How many people in the chat have heard of it? Because I've heard of it, never used it. All right. I've heard of the rapid thing. Yeah, yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. The rapid fire exploit.
Mm-hmm. Explain for people that don't
Yes.
know what it actually.
Okay, so basically the rapid fire exploit, the best way I can describe it is you set your key bindings on your keyboard, and this is only a PC thing for right now, but you set your key bindings on your keyboard so that not you shoot, reload, and switch weapons all at the same time by spamming the scroll wheel on your mouse, and you shoot insanely fast because the game has no fucking idea what you're doing. Like, the game is just so confused that you're doing all these actions at the same time that you just shoot really fast.
Yeah.
And this is known as the ray gun exploit because when you get a ray gun, you can shoot the ray gun, you use the entire magazine, 2 seconds. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Where you normally take 7 or 8 seconds to do it. I watched a bunch of videos on it yesterday. See, or just a macro instead of spinning the wheel. That's another thing I want to talk about. Macros, honestly, and this has sparked the debate in the community whether macros and this, ray gun exploit should be allowed on zombie records and like professional runs and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm of the people who think it shouldn't. Because a macro, I'm gonna cover the macro first.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Macro is tool assisted because you're setting multiple actions to one key binding that you normally couldn't do. So by definition, you're using something outside of the game to help you achieve what you're doing. It's a tool assisted run, and that shouldn't be allowed. Now, where the water gets muddy is with the rapid fire exploit with the ray gun thing. Oh, well, you can set the key bindings in the game, so it's allowed in the game. You're using something that's already naturally occurring.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't like it because it's physically an exploit. But go ahead, Cosmic.
Here's my 2 cents on it, right? Have Zombie Records accepted? I'm assuming they've accepted.
Yes, they've accepted it.
Used this. Well, they can't change it now, but I don't agree with it whatsoever because
I think they can still change it.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think they can still change it. They'll just be like, do another run. I mean, I hate to be that guy that's like, do your entire run again, but
yeah,
I don't know. To me personally, it's an exploit. Because
I think it is because it's not the way the game's intended to play. The ray gun isn't intended to be fired that fast.
Right.
Just like how glitch. You don't have to do anything to get into glitches, but that's not how the game is intended to. Like the safe spots or whatever you can jump on or whatever.
Yep.
You could use the same argument. That's not the way. If they can do that with the ray gun, then why can't I do that?
Exactly.
It's not the way the game glitch. It's not the way the game has been made for you to play.
Right. It's the chat is saying it's totally an exploit. Like those people who change their FOVs to do faster speedruns. Yes, that's actually 100% true. See, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
To me personally, PC already has such a huge advantage over console players when it comes to like half of the categories on zombie records because of exactly what Lobster just said in the chat. You can change your FOV on PC and you move faster with that. And it's again the argument for it's already in the game and you're allowed to do that. But you know what? I can let the FOV thing slide. honestly, I can let it slide for the most part.
Just because it's in the settings.
Because it's in the
so
settings.
easy to like, yeah, like you don't have to go and like do a little cheat thing for like 2 seconds to
But
do
then,
that. It's literally just sliding something across.
yeah, let's see. Well, you also have higher FPS and better hardware. Exactly. And that's where hardware limitations come into play as well, which is, to me, I think it's really unfortunate. You know, it's, going back to the ray gun thing, if people are going to continuously do the Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 ray gun exploit glitch on PC, or it's not a glitch, it's an exploit. If people are going to do that, just completely get rid of console for Black Ops 1 and 2. Nobody can compete with that on console.
What they could do is make separate leaderboards for each platform.
They should.
So the way it'd work would be PC being in that, its own thing. So obviously it's gonna be a lot faster, but they should have a little thing. They should have a thing saying. Obviously some of these times, are really fast just because they have the like FOV and the ray gun thing. And then you'd have the console one, and it'd be a lot slower. But that they're genuine, proper like leaderboards because they can't do it.
Yeah, it's. Oh damn it! I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Remember.
I'm going to remember. I'm gonna try to remember here. Shoot. Oh yeah. Okay. So like for high rounds and stuff, doing like a high round or a first room, FOV changes, whatever. Fine. Just for speed runs and things like that, I mean, it's kind of whatever. Like, you pretty much eliminate a lot of the console people out there, But then you go back to the argument of, well, changing your key bindings is already in the settings, and you can do the ray gun exploit and things like that. But then it already goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The ray gun is physically not able to fire that fast. Normally playing the game, it is a clear-cut exploit to what you're doing. Yeah, I agree with you 100% when you're saying, oh, well, you can't do glitches. Glitches are exploits in the game. You're exploiting the settings.
You don't have to change anything. You just, jump on a glitch.
Yeah.
It takes less effort to do a glitch than the ray gun thing.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just think that I don't know why they'd accept that. I think they should have looked at that and been like, okay, well, this isn't technically how the game is supposed to be played, because we all know, how the ray gun works, slow fire rate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they should have been like, well, console can't. So how's that fair on them?
Well, here's the thing. People are saying it's theoretically possible on consoles. Now,
is that just by like?
Here's the thing. The thing I have to say about that, of it being theoretically possible on console, is if people can figure out a way to do it on console, I think there should be a completely separate category of high round, not just PC, right? Like you were saying earlier, not just the PC leaderboards, but just a completely separate key binding / button binding category of, okay, you decided to do this one thing that alters the game in such a way that nobody else who does not know how to do this cannot compete. You are in your own category.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say about that.
I'll just say one more thing about it. I just think, like, if I was in charge there, I would look at that and be like, nice try, but that's not happening. Yeah. There's so much effort to just get a faster time on something. And it's not how the game has been intended to play. And I think at the end of the day, you lose value in, like, you accomplish something.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to look at that and be like, wow, I got the fastest time in the world. But you used the ray gun glitch, sort of exploit thing.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, but it's not a glitch. Like the person that got it. Obviously, they're going to be like that.
The thing is, too, I got to give credit where credit is due, though. Like, this conversation is definitely brought up a little bit more in the zombies community. And if it wasn't for this exploit, and I watched this Johnny J video about it, he made a fantastic video about this. And I'm going to parrot what he says right now. If it weren't for the ray gun thing, we wouldn't have had the world's first round 100 on Nuketown Zombies. Like, someone made it to round 100 for the first time, which honestly blew my fucking mind when I heard that for the first time. No one has made it to around 100 on Nuketown Zombies ever until 2020 because of this ray gun, key binding exploit on the mouse. That's cool. I like to see people get to high rounds and, oh my God, the first ever round 100 on Nuketown. That's awesome. But, I'm just not a fan of the ray gun exploit. And I think that I would personally think the majority of the community wouldn't. But I'm speaking for a huge number of people, and I don't want to. Yeah. But,
I'll say this, though, right? Just because they're doing that glitch doesn't mean they don't have skill.
Right.
That person got to round 100 on Nuketown, right?
Yeah.
That is hard. Mm-hmm. That is genuinely hard. My highest round on Nuketown was like 45, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
If I attempted it now, I don't even know. It's a really hard map, and he would have got to the highest round probably possible without that glitch there. Well, not glitch, ray gun tactic thing, or whatever. Right? Mm-hmm. He probably would have got like to. What was the highest round before? Like, I'm guessing in the 80s.
I actually don't know what the highest round is before. I'll look at it right now.
Okay. Well, as you're looking, we'll just assume it's like let's say 92 or whatever, and he's been able to get that
96.
96, right? Okay, right, 96. That's cool and all, but we all know that the genuine highest round you could possibly get is probably 96.
Potentially. I mean,
maybe 97.
I wouldn't put it past players to get to round 100 without the ray gun exploit.
Is there not a time thing, though?
Well, see, there's the thing. I was actually just about to say I sympathize a lot, actually, with some of these people who run the game on PC that, Black Ops 1 especially, because you have that in-game timer, right? The game resets you. It physically resets you, which I don't know why that's there, but the game physically resets you at a certain point if you've played for so long. And so people trying to find a way to beat that reset timer found this ray gun exploit. So the one thing that I do gotta sympathize with PC players who run Black Ops 1 categories, who do the exploit. I get it. You want to find a way to beat the in-game reset timer. But you already have tools like Zombicus, right? I just recently learned about this website that calculates that kind of stuff for you. And you kind of determine, okay, is this going to be a good run or a dead run? So, I mean, that's what I got to say about that. I mean, anything else you have to add to this whole ray gun exploit controversy right now in the zombie records community here?
Just the way they can fix it is just making separate leaderboards for it. Like, that's how we just get everything out in the open, and we know what's what. We know who's done it and who hasn't.
Right.
Sort of thing. That, or they just remove it. At the end of the day, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, because I'm not a world record run person, right? But I feel bad for people that are on console that really care about this stuff. And just know they can't do it because right now they can't do it.
Hardware limitations.
Until they find a way or what to. Sorry, but ray gun exploit, no good. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of it at all. Like I said, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it either. Like, I don't personally run a lot of Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 categories. But I do feel, like we just said, I feel bad for the people who do want to run them that are on console. Or even the people on PC, right? That
don't want to do it.
They, number one, don't want to do it. Or number two, maybe their PC isn't good enough to do it.
Oh, yeah, true.
They'll set the key bindings or whatever, and then they do this exploit in the game, and they're going really fast, and then, crash. Their PC can't handle it. So it's a huge hardware limitation on top of the fact that people are using something in the game that was never intended to be used that way. So, I guess that's what I gotta say about it. I mean, we'll see what happens with zombie records. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not I don't want to speak for them. I don't want to speak for the community. I don't want to speak for all those. I mean, this is a podcast. I like to get the community involved. But,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to put words in people's mouths. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, honestly, it's kind of crazy, though, that, you know, people figure that out, though.
Mm-hmm. Like, true. I think it's just that. So there, one thing I'll say, it's not off this related, is that there's, when was it found? January.
Yeah.
Well, I think definitely in the past few months, due to whatever, like, you know, everyone having to stay at home or just that zombies were naturally gaining interest again.
Mm-hmm.
More people have been playing. I think right now, more people are playing zombies than probably probably before Ancient Evil. Like,
I see that.
during Black Ops. Like, I think there's so many people playing zombies right now.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
People are gonna find like new things.
Absolutely.
I seen something earlier. I don't know. I think that's something that was found from one of the older games. I could be completely wrong, but I think it was just recently found or something. If I remember later on, I'll mention it. But I just think there's such an increased. I think probably especially on not Black Ops 4. I mean, I play Black Ops 4. You play Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in the chat probably play a lot of Black Ops 4. Your
For
chat
sure.
as well. Because at the end of the day, it's a good game, and
Mm-hmm.
I think if people played it now, they would enjoy it more.
Agreed.
But I think people are going for more nostalgia, like playing, you know, like Black Ops 1, you know, playing Origins, playing Call of the Dead, you know, like maps like that are just pure nostalgia.
Yeah, I totally understand that, man. I mean, you know, I think where the whole nostalgia thing comes into the community is, I think nostalgia is great. You know,
I love
like I literally bought Black Ops 2 recently on Steam just because I wanted to play Mob of the Dead again. Like, you know, I have my Xbox 360, but it's not hooked up properly right now. So, you know, it's not like I can just fire up my Xbox and then stream it on my Xbox. I had to personally also I just wanted to buy it on PC just because I wanted to have it on PC. But
it looks so much crisper.
That too. But you know, it's the thing where it's like, yeah, I want to have the nostalgia. I want to go back and play my favorite map of all time, Mob of the Dead. I want to, you know, do all that kind of stuff. But we can't get stuck on nostalgia. We can't get stuck on nostalgia. We need to keep moving forward with the community. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to Black Ops 4, don't give Black Ops 4 enough credit. And, you know, Black Ops 4 did a lot of interesting things. I mean, fuck, I'd rather them try new things and fail than to not have done anything at all. Because now there's a lot of community feedback and things like that. Remember when we were still crapping on Transit? I mean, people are still crapping on Transit Legendario, but I think people are they just want zombies back. Everyone's just craving the next zombies experience.
Definitely. And I think with Black Ops 4, even though it did try a few things, like, you know, quite a lot, it also tried to use nostalgia as well in a way, because obviously we had our remastered maps. But I think in that sense, it completely backfired. Because people are like, oh, remasters. Oh, no.
Can I interject real quick? Yeah,
go ahead.
With the whole remaster thing, actually, let me read this message in the chat first. I found Black Ops 2 again, downloaded my Xbox just to have the season pass. No longer have any of the maps I previously had. Damn, that sucks. You could probably go back on the store and re-download it, but I don't know. But anyways, piggybacking on what you just said about the remaster thing, I always found it really funny how people in the community go, we want a Zombies Chronicles 2, right?
Yeah.
And then Treyarch tries something new and remakes the maps that would previously be in a Zombies Chronicles 2, like Nuketown and Call of the Dead. They remake it into Alpha Omega and Tagder Toten. Then everyone goes, those aren't the kind of remakes we wanted. Like, what do you expect them to do?
Yeah.
You know, I get it. The base maps by themselves, they're good. Don't get me wrong. You know, the base maps by themselves are good.
Yeah.
But the whole point is you wanted remakes. The community wanted remakes. They gave you remakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say.
Just 2
And
seconds,
whether y'all
I'll
want
answer
to,
my chat.
yeah.
We really appreciate that. Arthur XD just said this is actually a really great podcast. So thank you to you. That means a
Hey,
lot
much
to us.
appreciated. Much appreciated.
But going back to what you were saying,
Is the point of this podcast to complain on what the new game is? No, it is not. That is not the point of our podcast.
No.
We are just talking
It's more
about any and all
productive than
things zombies. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
The fan base is sort of at fault for some of the problems with COD games. I'm not going to completely disagree. Time to interrupt again. Thank you for the 50 bits. Much appreciated, Dreaderpool. But I'm not going to completely disagree. But where I am going to disagree is, Treyarch tried something out and the community just didn't like it. You put something out there, people aren't going to like it, you get feedback, you move on.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly Black Ops 4 in its state right now is a way fucking better game than it was at launch.
Oh yeah, no, night and day.
So
completely different. And I want to say one thing as well. I know we always complain about the remasters in Black Ops 4.
I mean,
right?
I don't personally. I don't have a problem with them.
Okay, well, everyone except you. No, I'm joking.
I mean, hey, that's okay. That's honestly okay if you say that. I mean,
listen,
like the remakes in Black Ops 4 weren't like the super greatest things in the world, but like Tag Der Toten's a good map.
Yeah,
I know I like Alpha Omega. You don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Blood of the Dead is iffy. Definitely not as good as Mob of the Dead, but like it has its good qualities.
Yeah.
But you know what? You do stuff. You do stuff as a game developer, and then you move forward. That's what I gotta say. But you were saying something. Go ahead.
Here's what I'll say. Right. I know we completely complained about the remaster, or most people complained about remasters. Mostly bigger people.
Yeah.
I'm sure smaller people did as well. Some small people.
Yeah.
But I will say this: as far as maps go, we were only really missing one new map because we had Voyage, and actually, about 2 seconds. I read this in the chat. I feel like Zombies community is slowly turning into the Star Wars community. Oh, don't say that.
All right, I can speak all day about the Disney Star. I'm a Star Wars person. I love Star Wars. Yeah. That's a completely different subject for me. Like I could go on and on and on about what happened with the Disney films and why they're inferior in every single way. The Phantom Menace is a better movie than all three of the Disney films combined.
I will say, I think I want to watch the Star Wars films because hopefully when the whole pandemic is over, I want to go to Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's like, oh, we need to watch the Star Wars movie so we get it, right?
Uh-huh.
And I want to watch them as well, but I've heard first of all, there's so many. There's like 9, right? Or 10, I don't know.
Here. I'm going to interrupt you real quick. All you need to watch are episodes 1 through 6.
Yeah, I know.
That's it. And maybe Rogue One. Maybe Rogue One if you want to watch that. But that's all I got. That's what I recommend.
Here's what I'll say. I've heard that episode 1, 2, and 3 are not the best. I don't know how you feel with that. I've just heard that.
They're not as strong as 4, 5, and 6, but they have good qualities to them. Revenge of the Sith, the third one, personally, is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, what's it? I've heard that 4, 5, and 6 are the go-tier ones, and I've heard 7, 8, 9, or whatever number I was on, are just completely god-awful. Now, I've seen parts of the films, and a lot of them look beautiful, but in the one that came out, obviously you've watched it, right?
Yeah.
We're brought up the Star Wars now. We'll wrap this up in like the Star Wars thing.
Yeah. We'll wrap up Star Wars in a second. We'll get back to zombies.
Yeah. I've heard that the CGI in that film a lot of the time was awful, and that a lot of things didn't make sense. My friend said, oh yeah, pretty much Chewbacca got blown up, but he came in the scene like 2 seconds later unharmed or something.
Oh
like
god.
He was on the ship.
No, it's just one of those things. Like you're gonna have to watch the movie yourself and just go like, you'll make the discovery, you'll make the connection in your head yourself, and just go like, "What the fuck?" Like you'll just like that's what I said in the theater. I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like this didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I don't know. But
what I was
as
gonna
far
say
as
before we
far
wrap
as
up,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think that, or at least what I've seen, uh, the last 3 episodes have had the most memes like taken out of them because you have Kylo Ren, obviously. Like, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do, but I don't know if I have like the will or something.
I don't
The
know.
strength
I
to
don't
do
know
it.
if I have the strength to do it.
Yeah, and there's like all the other ones. Like, what was that? There's a really bad TikTok one.
I mean, they're all
Like,
pretty bad.
they're all bad. But I like the actor. I like the actor who plays him.
No,
Everyone else
he's
is-
the only redeeming quality of the sequels to me.
Yeah.
I like Adam Driver. He's a really
Yeah.
good actor, I think.
And to be honest, it's more episode 7. He has his mask on all the time, doesn't he?
TikTok is trash, says my chat.
What's that?
TikTok is trash.
Oh yeah, no. I know it's trash. It's just it's everywhere.
Adam
There's all the
Driver
meme
is
pages
hot.
I follow.
Okay, chat.
I don't associate with TikTok. First of all,
No, I've never had one.
just I have one, and I've had one viral thing go off on it, and it was a zombies meme.
Hey.
So I've redeemed myself. But no, I've seen a lot of memes come out of the recent ones, and that what's Kylo Ren actor called? What's the actor called?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, yeah, I like him. I've seen him in interviews and other things,
Yep.
and he just seems like a genuinely happy, far-going guy.
Exactly.
And I think his look in the Star Wars films is really good.
Yeah, he's he's got to look for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me. Let's
Okay,
see.
no more Star
Literally, my
Wars.
friends use TikTok to look at. Okay, well,
Okay,
you
don't
know,
read that. I
there's
know what's coming next.
there's uses for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But so
Like
going back to zombies, as far as that comment, the zombies community is becoming the Star Wars community. I mean, in what way? To me, I mean, I can understand. I can understand where you might be coming from, where it's like, oh, there's a lot of new things that you would think dampen the old, or they kind of make the old not worth as much, like, Alpha Omega, Classified, Tagged or Toten, kind of makes Garad Krovi and Revelations seem pointless now. But the thing that I gotta say about it is Zombies has multiple universes and multi-dimensions that you can explore different timelines. Black Ops 4 for sure was a different timeline. I mean, there's completely different events that happened. Star Wars doesn't have multi-dimensions. Star Wars is a cohesive storyline about the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker and his rise and fall and redemption, and those are the Star Wars movies. Where and I hate coming back to Star Wars, but because this is a zombies podcast, but yeah, with like the whole 9 films just kind of went. Remember those 6 movies? None of that mattered. Like everything that happened doesn't matter. We got evil people everywhere. The good guys are all but not here anymore. Let's just get rid of it all. We don't need that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, do you know the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Chat. That's why I can count on the chat for giving me some Star Wars memes. But
what I would say is, obviously I'm not in the Star Wars community as much because I've never watched any of the films, but I have seen some of their obviously I'm not taking all of them, but I have seen some people in theaters and when the Star Wars films come off, and if someone's phone goes off in the theater,
Voyage is a tragedy, said someone in my chat.
Well, it is.
It is.
It is.
0.9. Chat, it's called 0.9, not Voyage, 0.9. But anyways, yeah, people in the theater with their phones, people get mad.
Yeah, no, but I seen a Star Wars one, right? And someone's phone went up by accident, I'm assuming, right? And it was like one of the Star Wars films were going on. And this person, they're getting proper heckled to death. Like, proper swearing going on in the theater.
Jeez.
And And
Ah.
there's this guy in the background, right? And his voice kind of sounds like Kermit. And it's like if he says, turn off your phone, you jackass. And then, the Star Wars, duh, 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 duh,
Yeah,
that happens straight
that's
after.
awesome.
Turn off
That's
your
awesome.
phone, you jackass. Duh, duh, duh. Like,
See, chat says, I played Voyage once and never again. I don't blame you. The thing is, I hated Dead of the Night more than Voyage
yeah.
before I did the Gauntlets. Like, straight up, now I don't like Voyage more.
But yeah, no, Voyage Gauntlets, isn't it, like, awful?
It's terrible. I've done every Black Ops 4 Gauntlet except for the hard mode unsinkable, and I refuse to do hard mode unsinkable. Like,
Hey, but you get a calling card.
I,
You get a calling card to do it.
like, I don't, like, they look cool, but at the same time, I've already done unsinkable. I told the chat this before. If I get a team of 4 people together to do hard mode unsinkable, I would consider it. I would actually consider it if I had 4 people.
Go on for so long. I would go on for so long.
Well, because then you'd have 4 people working together to make it a better experience instead of just sitting through hell all by yourself.
True. I can't imagine just like, doing. I did the 9 gauntlet, and I failed the boss fight, so that really hurt. Because it's like the boss fight at the end.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Ancient Evil. I fucked up on the boss fight, and then chat saw it. Chat saw the redemption. We just jumped right back into it and kicked the living shit out of the Pegasus and Perseus.
All that, yeah.
Misery loves company. Chat. There you go.
But back to the Star Wars versus whatever zombies. I hope we're not. I hope we're not like that. Like, I hope it's not been meant in like a toxic way. I know we are. Well, not us, but I know people don't mean to.
Right.
A lot of the time, I don't want to say anything. Like, obviously, the zombie community, most of the time, is a wholesome place.
Yeah.
We play our maps. We choose a gang, Olympia, M14. That we do that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I will say this to Treyarch, or people that diss the remasters. At one point or another, remasters were all we wanted. I remember going back and thinking like, oh, they need to add Origins to this game. But that was me when I was young playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And as we grew, and then they gave us back then what we would have wanted. Like back then, we just looked at it and then like, oh, we don't want this. I think Treyarch had the right intentions, but it was just timing.
Yeah.
Timing was really their downfall, and the fact that they didn't have enough support.
I think like you're talking about the timing. I think that's why Zombies Chronicles was so successful.
Yeah.
Because the Zombies community in 2017 was in such a drought that we had just come off of Revelations. And it's funny to think about. People didn't like the ending of Revelations like they don't like the ending of Tag der Toten. But, people are just on a drought for zombies. And then out of nowhere, Jason Blundell and the rest of Treyarch revive the Zombies community. Oh, here you go.
What's it? That's a lie. We were at our peak then because Shaolin Shuffle came out. We were at the peak.
Ooh, hang on a second. I got a really interesting question in the chat. For you guys, when did COD start being bad? It's never been bad for me. To me personally, I can get frustrated at the game. I can be mad at the game because of, oh, fuck, it's so hard and I get angry, or, oh, I don't like this map because of the mechanics, like 0.9. I can get mad at it. I can be frustrated. But the reason why I get frustrated and the reason why I put that much passion into it is because I know it can be better.
Yeah.
I know the game mode and Call of Duty as a whole can evolve further. I know I want nothing but the best for this franchise because it's brought me a lot of joy. And it's brought me a lot of good times, a lot of good memories playing zombies. I wouldn't have started streaming. I wouldn't have started, I would have started my YouTube channel. I wouldn't have started any of this if it wasn't for Call of Duty. And I just want nothing but the game to be better and to just take more steps to keep moving forward. So
Yeah.
the question of when did COD start being bad for me? It never was. It never started being bad. Some things just aren't as good as other things.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say about that. And Lucky Lucas in the chat says Zombies Chronicles saved the zombies community. It did. It definitely did save the zombies community in our downtime. Now we need some Call of Duty 2020 teasers to save us from this small drought. It's a small drought, but like Cosmic said earlier, there are a lot of people playing zombies now because we're excited. We're excited for the next game.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh,
Call of Duty Ghosts was not a bad game.
okay.
All right. COD Ghosts was not a bad game. It had a really good campaign for the most part.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I know we're talking about CODs getting bad when it started becoming bad. And I know for a lot of people it was Ghosts,
Yeah.
right? So, first of all, the campaign wasn't bad. It was actually really good, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The multiplayer, people enjoy Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah.
But Modern Warfare is more of an amped up version of Ghost.
Interesting.
It's, in my opinion, low health, big maps. I know the kill streaks are kind of bad.
Ghost was
don't get me wrong.
overhyped a bit, I guess.
Overhyped, yeah, maybe because it was coming off from modern, like the
Riding off the
Warfare trilogy.
coattails of that.
Yeah, but the multiplayer was pretty good for its time and had a unique class system. And as far as the game looked, I think the game looked pretty nice for what it was. And Extinction is one of the best game modes ever made, ever. Extinction to me is.
I see that. I didn't spend a lot of time on Ghosts. Like, I played Ghosts. I just never spent that much time on the game to be like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, this is a good game, this is a bad game, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
my whole thing is I think it's the most forgettable game. That's where I think Ghosts comes into play. I think it's the most forgettable game.
Yeah.
For the next zombies, it has to be better than Chronicles. No half zombies, no blue screens. Yeah, we got to have a good launch. We got to have a good launch for COD 2020. If we don't have a good launch, then I gotta give kind of a half zombies quote, but it's like a half zombies quote, half not zombies quote. The road is long and dark, but I know where we are going.
I heard something,
but I don't know where we're going because we have no fucking teasers yet.
Because we don't have teasers. I heard a quote that probably made me reevaluate my life. In Revelations, Richtofen says, "I thought you were going to let me bleed to death. It would have been so sad." But he says it all composed, so he's not crying. But he's I thought you were going to let me bleed to death. Saying it confidently because they had a chance there. He wasn't in a machine, and obviously that's what he says at the end of Blood.
Yeah,
all sad.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
You know what, man? It's one of those things. It's what do you call it? Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
is it for?
I think it's foreshadowing. Personally, I think it's foreshadowing because I think Treyarch knows what they're doing. I think Treyarch knows what they're doing with the story. Even if people like to beg to differ, right? Like, this fucking storyline is all crazy and you got different spirals of the timeline and shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't there supposed to be one more map for Black Ops 4? I'm just deadly confused. Like, you liked Ghost, hated Infinite Warfare. Okay. I mean, I don't think there was ever supposed to be a planned map for Black Ops 4. And if there was, it was scrapped when the game had to come out early. That's what I gotta say.
I think going back to Infinite Warfare campaign, amazing.
Never played the campaign.
Listen, the campaign's beautiful. It's a good story. There's so many characters in there you'll remember.
Okay, wow, interesting.
I played it back then, and playing it now, it's wow.
Interesting.
That's one thing they always do, right? Campaigns. There's never been a bad campaign. on their part at least. Um, but what was I saying? So multiplayers, I can understand why.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of liked it. I can understand why some people wouldn't like it. And zombies, it was fun.
Like I played Spaceland and I played Attack of the Radioactive Thing. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
played those maps extensively enough to say that I like them or I hate them. I told the
Yeah.
chat I want to give Attack of the Radioactive Thing a try because I literally only played it once on stream like a
Mm-hmm.
month ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to give it another try. You know,
Yeah.
maybe do a round 50 attempt. I've been doing a lot of those recently on Twitch, but
Mm-hmm.
let's see. What are your favorite quotes? Mine is the one in Garad Krovi. Nikolai says to Dempsey to draw a map of Chicago.
And then in Alpha Omega, it's the other way around. Dempsey says, "Draw me a map of Stalingrad" or something.
Oh yeah, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Or something like that. Like I remember hearing that. That was amazing.
That's the thing. Alpha Omega is Black Ops 4's GK, and GK is its own GK. It's again, it's the parallels that you can draw with zombies that makes it so fucking cool to me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the quotes and all that just kind of ties in all nicely, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, Treyarch knows what they're doing, guys. I know, contrary to a lot of zombies haters out there, or people who like to overly nitpick everything, I think Treyarch knows what they're doing. I think they know what they're doing.
Do you remember the Die Rise loading screen and Rick Toffin says like "Accept your fate, begin anew" or something?
Yes.
Rick Toffin says that in The Giant, and I thought that was cool for the longest time. Like to the zombies, like, you know, accept your fate, begin anew.
Oh, he does. I had to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I had to think about that one.
You hear a quote and you're like, oh, that's in there as well.
But yeah,
You know what quote I don't like. This annoys me. What's it? Stop it, Edward. Breathe, because he says it so much.
like every single map, you end round one. Okay, stop it, Edward.
Breathe.
Maxis.
He screams Maxis.
That's
Like
pretty
literally,
funny.
what's it? There's Origins. There's the Giant. There's Revelations. I'm pretty sure he says it in. He doesn't says. I don't think he says it in Horizon Rack, but he says it in.
I don't know.
I think he says it in Grow Rod, and then obviously Blood. He
Yeah.
says it like he's proper panicking there.
Well, Dr.
the
Monty's
idea
on
of-
their ass now.
Oh yeah, true. I like the idea of you know, him not being in control, because you know how for the most part he's a pretty chilled person. He's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do what Luke tells me, and all that. You know, seeing him out of character for, I mean, Revelations, I guess he was kind of out of character
A little bit.
'cause I don't know if he knew. I think he did. I think the Canorian probably told him what was going to happen,
Yeah.
but obviously he can't really change things. But Black Ops 4, obviously that's the first time that current sane Rick Toffin doesn't know what he's doing. I guess
Yes.
I don't know. In Origins, he didn't really know what he was doing, did he?
Well,
I think he just kinda knew-
Samantha was just telling them all the steps and origins, the Vorkuta
Yeah, so
steps.
I guess they did.
And then,
But
yeah,
he definitely got
yeah.
cocky as time went on.
A little bit. I mean,
Because
with the transition of the leadership to Nikolai in Black Ops 4, I think that was really
Yeah.
interesting. I mean,
Mhm.
they kind of gave a hand-wavy explanation for it. You know,
'Cause he had-
with like, oh yeah, you still have your soul, Nikolai. Like,
Yeah.
but what I don't get is they already, like, Blood of the Dead takes place between Zetsubo and Garad, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I don't get. If we already, and this is the plot hole that I don't understand. If we already collected Dempsey and Takio's souls from Horizon and Zetsubo, why were we able to go to Alpha Omega and get the entire Ultimus crew to help us for Alpha Omega? Or go to Classified for Alpha Omega. That's what I meant to say.
It's because you know the time periods and all how things work.
Oh, so we
pretty
just
much-
went all the way back before any of that happened then.
So no, pretty much what happens is I think it's separate timelines. So the Rick Toffin and all that what came and helped us was after Moon, and they're all explained how they've gotten there. There's like Dempsey, Takio, Nikolai. I think we're all picked up or something like that.
Okay.
And for some reason, I think there must have been a portal or something. And Rick Toffin died as Samantha. You know when like Stuhlinger did the thing? I'm pretty sure Rick Toffin zombie Richtofen came back and then got another Richtofen, or like, you know, so
Yeah, that was
they all
weird.
came back. So they're after Moon. I'm pretty sure their planet's fine because it's also pre-Moon, because the events where they go pick up the people from you know the classified ending cutscene. Obviously, that's not people playing in classified because they're pre-Moon.
Yeah.
But the people they pick up are like, you know, post-Moon.
That's true.
So I think that's the reason. But what I don't understand is I don't understand is, you know how Nikolai says Dr. Monty's told us time and time again that this happens because of our very existence. He just doesn't, though, does he? Because you never really met him.
Yeah, not really.
You know,
that's one of the things where I just go like, I mean,
why does he need his soul to do that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Let's see, well, gotta go. Was
anything,
good to be here for a while.
Rick
All right,
Toffin,
Dreaderpool, have a fantastic rest of your day, my friend.
Richtofen, wait a second, chat. I don't want to see another called Battle Royale in BO5. Yes, I agree. I don't want another.
Yeah, nobody wants to see one.
Enough.
We've had enough Battle Royale, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But
and yeah, alternate universes and things like that. I'm definitely not going to rule that out of the question, Lobster.
I think what's it? Richtofen could do it because he didn't have the will to do it because he wanted them all to live.
Yeah.
Not because he lost his soul, because he felt stuff.
Right.
Because, you know, he says, when I died, I felt nothing. When Dempsey died, I felt something. When Takio died, I knew I had to try and save them. So
yeah, true.
He feels sad that this has happened. And I think that's the reason why the book got handed over, because he knew he couldn't do it.
He just didn't have the power. He just didn't have the power within him to be that kind of leader.
Yeah, he was.
He just kind of realized.
Guy.
Yeah,
he's bad guy, but that doesn't mean he's bad guy.
There you go. There you go.
Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you have to be.
What is that from? Bad. Oh my god!
It's from Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph. You know when they're like, oh, like in like the rehab thing. It's where they go talk about, it's like a talk group, and it's like talking about them being bad guy, and like, I don't want to be the bad guy.
Oh.
And then it's like the wrestler guy
That's
from
right.
the video game. Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you have to be.
I completely forgot about that movie.
You know?
That's funny. Damn. Damn.
But no, I totally, going back to the previous thing, I know about Battle Royale. Battle Royales are done.
Yeah, they're dead. I'm sorry.
They're not done, but I want them to be done.
Yeah, Richtofen could not do it because that's what the Chronorium showed him. Yes. Richtofen could not do it. Damn. But you know what, dude? Honestly, today was a fantastic first episode for the podcast.
Absolutely. I've loved the interacting with people.
This was
think people
so
genuinely
great.
Like in my chat, I had this is actually a great podcast. Like that means the world to me, and I'm sure Jason.
Yeah,
as well.
It definitely means the world to us, guys. I mean, all the support, everyone chatting in the chat, all the things we're talking about. This is the whole point. Like, this is literally, we want to get as much of the community involved as possible. We want to talk about different opinions. We want to talk about different things. And yeah, I'm just really, I'm at a loss for words
ecstatic.
Almost. Like
ecstatic.
Like I'm excited to bring more, I want to, I want to keep up the momentum. I want to keep up the positivity.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just gonna have a good time. You know what I mean, chat? We always have a good time.
And this is obviously going to be a weekly thing where we do it every Saturday.
Yes.
The same time roughly. So in the UK it starts at 10, and Jason time it starts at
2 p.m. for me over here is when it's going to start every single Saturday. We're doing the Division Z podcast. So I mean, yeah.
And who knows? Maybe in the future we'll have a few guests. Maybe we'll get Rick talking on. See what he has to say.
Yeah, actually, I think that'd be a great idea. Nolan North,
that'd be so fun. I would just get him to say things, and then I'd record it, and then be like,
right. Oh, man. But, guys, I think that's where we're going to wrap up episode 1 of the Division Z podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the first episode of the podcast, 115, may I add, has gone on for 115, an hour and 15 minutes for episode 1. There's no coincidence.
Just one more thing. This is a comment I've got now. Thoughts on you know that water map?
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Yes, I'm going to play it
Great.
next week.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to play it. Do I play it together?
You want to hop on stream? You want to hop on stream?
Yeah, I'll come play with you.
Chat, Friday, Leviathan with K Cosmic, Black Ops 3. Be there, because it comes out on Friday.
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, I think that's going to be it for today.
Yes. We're going to wrap up today's podcast.
Thank you for everyone for coming.
Exactly. Thank you guys so much for all the support. And for all the people on my end, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy and you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on Twitch as well as Twitter and join the Discord server to stay up to date with everything that I do. And with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next time. Cosmic, do you have any closing words?
Thank you, guys. It means the world to us.
Absolutely. I'll catch you guys on Monday, 12 o'clock Pacific time. I'm going to be playing some more zombies, obviously. And peace out.